Hello Internet, so it looks like David Cameron has unveiled plans to roll out a nationwide block of pornographic content through the UK's largest internet service providers. This would be completed by 2014, having all internet using households, which, let's be honest, is pretty much all of us, having us all have to actively opt in to the viewing of pornographic content online. Basically, Cameron wants to turn the UK into the only Western-style democracy that has a blanket ban on content like this. We'll end up joining the likes of North Korea, China and Iran in censoring internet content. So there goes the moral high ground when it comes to freedom of expression then. The Prime Minister has stated that his goal behind this legislation is to prevent young children from being able to access images that are explicit online, with the block also extending to sites that, for example, promote anorexia and also sites that show explicit violence. I don't think that anyone is suggesting that minors should have the right to watch pornography, although 15-year-old me would probably have something to say about that. But I don't think that this blanket ban is the best way to go about it. It comes across as ham-fisted and extreme. A big reason that I dislike this law is a fact expressed quite well by the liberal writer Laurie Penny, who wrote in the New Statesman saying, "The worst thing about this debate is that it turns a real-world complex problem into a simple moral choice. Porn is either good or bad, right or wrong." Porn these days is pretty normal, at least when you put a computer-literate guy, and sometimes girl, in front of a screen, and it also appears on a wide spectrum. Some porn can encourage negative and damaging sexual relationships, whereas other types of porn can be used as an aid by couples and individuals with sexual expression. Advertising consultant Cindy Gallop made waves with her TED Talk a few years ago, where she spoke about pornography and sexual education, and she launched a website called makelovenotporn.tv, where she encourages users to share their real-life sexual experiences in order to counterbalance the amount of porn that people watch these years, and therefore make our sexual fantasies more realistic. I think that sites like this do a fantastic job at increasing sexual awareness and improving sexual expression. But it looks like this site, and sites like it, are going to be shut behind Cameron's Great Porn Firewall. Then why don't these couples and individuals who want to learn more about sexual expression just opt in for access to pornography? What's the big deal, I hear you cry? Well, I think most of you, are probably going to have to opt in for the access that I want to have to pornography. And I, like a lot of people my age, live with and share my internet connection with my parents. And that, quite frankly, is a conversation I'd rather not have to have. To be completely honest, I don't want to have to disclose to my government what happens behind closed doors between me and my laptop. And I don't feel like I should have to ask permission to access legal content. Protection of children's innocence is a justified and honourable cause, but that doesn't mean that adults, capable of making their own decisions, should be subject to the same treatment. By all means, encourage private companies to create more comprehensive filters. Propagate some more information to parents about creating a safe web experience in the home. Encourage more open dialogues in families and schools about healthy sex practices. I feel like there are so many more less sweeping and more viable options before we come to a nationwide default porn ban. I used to live in China, the country with probably the most infamous nationwide internet blocking system in the world, the Golden Shield Project, but it's also referred to as the Great Firewall of China. Now, well, while I was there, I was still able to access things like Blogger, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, because I know something about the internet, and so I was able to bypass the block by using proxies and VPN servers and things like that. And so a kid who is probably going to be a lot more savvy about the internet and computers than their parents is going to be able to get over this automatic block that David Cameron is going to be implementing at the end of 2014. It feels like this is going to be a complete waste of time and money. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Please let me know. Am I overreacting about this whole thing? Is this probably something that needs to be done in order to protect the innocence of children in our country? And what would you suggest as an alternative to this nationwide block? Because obviously we do need to protect minors from explicit images. And do you see any kind of hypocrisy in the fact that we have boobs on the third page of The Sun every day, and we are now going to have a nationwide block. Let me know in the comments below. A couple of things that I'd also like you to check out for me if you have a minute. I started a new project called The Right Dishonourable. You can check it out here, so go there, and I have discussions with my mate Jimmy Nichols about current events, and it's a lot more chatty and it's really fun, and I'm very proud of it, so please check it out there. Also follow me on Twitter, and you can also check out my Facebook, which will be downstairs in the description. I will see you guys later. Bye. And I, like a lot of people my age, live with and share my internet connection with my parents. And that, quite frankly, is a conversation I'd rather not have to have.